You ever had one of those times when you've completed a total conversion of a locomotive, steam locomotive in this case, 482. It works fine. It sits for a while. You deliver it to a customer, and unfortunately, the customer's having a lot of trouble with it. So we went through communicating back and forth, and he finally returned it to me to fix, which was kind of him. And I opened up the tender, and I took out the DIGITRAXX decoder that was in it because I thought maybe that could be the problem. Because what was going on was he would put it on the track, and it wouldn't go. Well, with this type of system, these little rascals right here, they're kind of touchy. So I told him to make sure it's in all the way. So he did that, and that kind of improved it. But still, if it did go, it couldn't pull. And if you increase the power, for example, if you went on the power and you went from 1 up to 5 or 10 or 15, it didn't matter. It would basically not have as much power. We weren't too sure what was going on with it. So I finally said, go ahead and return it to me. So what I did was I took out the DIGITRAXX and I installed an MRC. Now, this is a diesel decoder, but it's a steam decoder that I put in it. And in fact, it was a universal 1911 16-bit steam decoder. And then I tried it again, and I still had the same problems with it. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and open up the locomotive, which I did. And I tried to run it, and I still was having the same problems even then. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and pull the motor out, and I tested it, which I did, and the motor's fine. And without the shell on the locomotive, it works great. Low speeds, slow speeds, and it seems to have plenty of traction and power. So I thought, wow, what the heck? You know, what's going on here with this thing? So what I've done is I've rerouted some wiring. I kind of had a problem with this area right here with this tube, as you can see under the tape. This tube comes out and was going over this. If you look inside the shell, it would be right where that hole is. Then there's that lip that comes down even further, and I thought, well, maybe that's pushing down on that tube and hitting the flywheel, which is causing the problem. So I've moved some wires around, did a little better job of bonding them so they're not in the way. I'm going to go ahead and oil everything while I've got it all tore apart, and then I'm going to put it back together, and then we'll see how it works. Da-da-da-da. So I've got a customer that's being really, really patient with me, and I really appreciate it, and I'm going to do the best I can, and of course I'll return it to him no charge with a better decoder, because that's customer service, and that's one thing I appreciate, and so that's one thing I give to my customers as well. Okay, it's all back together. Now I've done a test on it. She pulls 2.2 ounces, which is about anywhere from 10 to 20 cars. These are light locomotives, so they don't really pull a whole lot. So I'm going to put it in reverse, change the direction here, put it in reverse, and give it step 1, and we'll see what she does. Okay, now I've got the speed, the start voltage up on 30. The default is 10, but it can go up to 65. But I found that anything below 30 is a little bit weak, so we're going to change the direction now and go to forward. And we'll just go to speed step 1 again. Okay, now I can change by going to CV2, enter, and we'll go down to 20, enter, enter again, then we'll go to reverse, and go to speed step 1. Looks like I hit the, zoomed in a little bit here. Speed step 1. and she don't want to go. Speed step 2. 3, 2, 1. She doesn't want to go, so just not enough. So I'm going to go back to CV2, enter, and hit 30, enter, and we'll go back to forward, and speed step 1, 2, okay, going back in reverse, speed step 1, 2, give it some direction change again. Now on speed step 1, bell. And it's got a selection of bells you can use. So it's all back together. I'm going to put this on YouTube for the buyer, and if he's happy with it, I'll send it to him. And again, it's not going to pull a whole lot of cars, but it will pull some. And it could be in a consist if you want to pull a long freight. So like I said, it's got the MRC decoder in it now. Speed step 1. And that's it. I'll post this on YouTube, and if he's happy, I'm happy. And I think as it runs more, it may get a little bit more broken in. I did notice that I cleaned the tracks, and I'd go with the wheels, and I was getting a little bit of black on the tracks again. So the wheels are a little bit slick. I could put some alcohol in there, I suppose, to try and see if I can burn some of that off. Not fire-like, but just get the tracks clean. Maybe the wheels will clean up a little bit too. Who knows? So anyway, enough for the video. Thanks for watching. Again, this is IHC Premier locomotive with Great Northern, road number 3993. And I'll also ask him if I hit the wrong button. See if he wants me to program the road number into it for him. I can do that pretty easily. So anyway, enough's enough. And thanks for watching. I hope this may provide you some information. We'll see.